All right, are we filming yet?
Yeah, I mean, you can start. I've been filming because,
So what's the subject matter of this show?
hey, it's the Roseanne Barr Podcast, whatever you want it to be. I think
When's it going to show?
it'll be airing, the audio airs tomorrow night at 2 a.m.
Oh, it's one of them, huh?
Well, that's why we're doing it. So
oh, okay, I get it. We're trying to be timely.
you have to be. I mean, do you not?
I know. I hate to be timely because it changes next week.
Well, that's the thing. Every time we do one of these episodes, we've got like 3 in the can now. And we're like, oh, we'll go with this one. And then someone gets shot or fucking like murder Biden or whatever they're doing. And it's like, we have to come in the studio and do it. But I like it because we still have something in the can.
Are we filming yet?
No, you still have the intro.
Okay, well, let's save it.
Okay. I mean, I am filming.
Okay. Well, greetings, Earthlings, humans, clones, what have you, all sentient beings, all animals, but specifically those beings who have souls. Welcome to the podcast. I'm trying to be more topical because, things are just going wild, and I know I'm hearing so many things on from so many different sources. So I want to jump in and, of course, give my opinion, which won't be like nobody else's. So as you already know that, remember, click the like button because that's the only way we have to fight commie fascios. Thank you, and welcome to the Roseanne Barr Podcast. So you see, my patience is wearing thin. Don't you love that?
That's really good. Very good. Very good rendition.
Oh, you see, my patience is growing thin.
Pure soul. So yeah, we had another episode to air this week, but with the big news, we figured we can't not mention it. People tune in because they like your opinion. They want to hear your take on stuff, so we can't just sit for 2 weeks when they know. So I'll set you up and I'll back off, but I do know you have a theory because I know there's one conspiracy about. So Biden stepped down, for those of you who've been under a rock.
I guess he has, but I'm not really sure. Some people are saying, well, that ain't his signature on there or his handwriting. And if you're going to resign from the presidency, you give a handwritten note, not a typewriter written one.
Or you use the letterhead of the White House, which you
don't have the letterhead on it, and it's just all improper. But then everything the Democrats do is completely improper, and they don't think they'll ever be caught. Like they think like forging Hillary Clinton paying for a forged document saying Trump went to where was it? Moscow, Russia, and let prostitutes pee on him. Well, if you know Trump at all, he's worse than Howard Hughes for the germ factor. Yeah. So we knew. But anyway, so they did prove that was true. Nothing happened to him, though.
No.
They never get in trouble.
No, well, because they're the people that would get them in trouble is them. They own the DOJ. They own the government. So it's like, hey, they never see any justice. Well, they are the only people that can dole it out. Of course, they're not going to dole out justice to themselves. That's why they come after Trump or everyday Americans or PTA moms.
They certainly have the same attitude towards Trump that they took towards me when I came back to TV. And I knew the grotesqueness of it, which was they hated the working class. They hated the people who do the work. And they were afraid they was going to go over to Trump, which, of course, they would have to because they're actually valued by Trump because he's a builder. Yeah. And they just have like a real elitist, they call them hillbillies, deplorables, of the people that are the backbone of this country. I was like, man, how do these guys manage to marginalize the vast middle?
That's what they've
That's
done.
what commies are good at.
Yeah.
And they that's what they always do. Like, they know how to divide people, and that's where they get their fundraising. Like you'll find out the people who say they hate such and such, they get the same donors as the people they say they hate people who hate such and such.
Yeah.
They both have the same donors. That's why I'm saying now it's time for people to expose donors, because a lot of those donors, they're not people who want the United States of America, the Constitutional Republic of the United States of America, as intended by the Declaration of Independence and later the Constitution, they value that at nothing. And the people who are in fact running our country have never signed an oath to this country.
Yeah.
They've never signed an oath to, what do you call it? A loyalty oath to this country, because none of them are elected.
Yeah.
We turned it over a time to an authoritative state. That's what the Soviet Union was.
Yeah.
That's what Stalinists do. They create an upside down pyramid that is the bubble that implodes and opens the way for the most vicious capitalists to come in and steal.
Yeah.
And they all work hand in hand is the bottom line. The right and the left, all of them work hand in hand to keep the people in slavery and ignorant.
I think so too. You've always told me this. Do you think Trump is a part of that system, or do you think he's really an outlier? Because I know that's why a lot of us like him. It's like, oh, he's not part of that system. But you never know. You never really know. The Wellness Company, we've been selling these medical emergency kits, contagion kits, great shit. Let's talk more about it.
The only one of its kind, this prescription contagion emergency kit from the Wellness Company provides you with a carefully selected assortment of effective medications for bird flu, COVID-19, and other respiratory illnesses. Ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, HCQ, Z-Pak, Tamiflu, and budesonide, along with a nebulizer, so you can rest easy knowing that you have emergency meds on hand, along with a guidebook for safe use. Backed by research from experts like Dr. Peter McCullough, the Wellness Company's Contagion Emergency Kit is a must-have for families.
It's good shit.
Every American should have at least one of these kits in their home. Avoid the chaos, wait times, and price of the hospital, and have exactly what you need for as low as the cost of a single doctor's visit. To be prepared for the unexpected, listeners can go to twc.health/RB and grab your Contagion Emergency Kit right now. That's twc.health/RB and use the promo code RB for 10% off and free shipping. Kits are only available in the USA.
Don't fuck around. Get one of these. They're important.
I think his intention is to be in line with the working with American labor, because, I mean, hello, the whole reason for all this flood of immigrants is to destroy American labor rights.
Yeah.
These people, what do they work for? $2.50 a week after the goodies run out. And the goodies that they're living on is the Social Security, Medicaid, and retirement funds of the taxpayers.
Which are dwindling.
Yeah. And they're giving that away to people that will work for less and vote for them, because no Americans are going to vote for them. Well, that's a class war, and the majority of that war, of the people who are the prey in that war, are Democrat voters of color.
Yeah, I think so too.
And they don't understand it is a genocide on American blacks. They don't see it because they've been hoodwinked and bamboozled, and it's just disgusting.
I think it's a lot of the lower classes, middle class. I'm sorry, not lower than the top 1%. The rest of us, the 99, we've all been hoodwinked by this system. We're all victims, right?
Well, everybody's money's gone.
Well, your money's gone. Your dollar's not worth shit. People are working 2 or 3 jobs, can't afford a house payment. A kid today out of college can't buy a house. Like we've talked about this for a long time. The system is different in the last 50 years. The American dream is different. Now you have to get roommates, and it sounds like whiny, but it's true. Like, you can't buy a house. They certainly can't buy a house because all the housing.
Well, they're trying to really,
move them into cities.
compartmentalize their thinking down so that they think like a little tiny prison cell with the bathroom, a little tiny cubicle will be living high off the hog.
That's what it is. Like, I've seen these
apartments. And it'll be totally captured, and everything you do will be recorded.
Yeah, and it's a nice box. I've seen them. They have nice tiles in the bathroom, and it's like, it looks like
total
a nice
surveillance state.
But it's also half the size of this. It's like 100 square feet or less. I've seen these micro apartments. This is a big thing boomers are doing in millennials because it's cool, like in Manhattan, because you can't even afford an apartment anymore.
I know.
So they're moving into, like, they're taking an apartment in the old days, and then they're subdividing the apartment into 2 or 3 tiny apartments and renting those out. The landlords are. So there's people. It's like what they've done it in Tokyo for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally like living in a box. There's your couch and your TV and your microwave, and you can't even really walk in your apartment. And they love it. That a lot of the younger people are like, "This is great. I got my own."
They think they have those super utilitarian designs for humanity.
They do.
But they don't. They don't have a Western mind. It's not going to work for us. Mm-mm. We can't be turned into an Eastern mind. That's going to take about 15 centuries.
That's what they're doing.
Well, they're trying to make us do it. I guess they got to kill off the ones of us who are strong in the Western mind of, the Torah and...
That's what it is. And democracy, liberty, justice, all the
women's
things.
Rights is the big one.
Yeah. No, I've said this too.
So then now they tried to change all the language to, well, there aren't really any women except for, and the ones that we reward are the ones that are male.
Well, how about like Kamala, now the presumptive nominee for the DNC, which could
she
change.
Might be the president because they haven't proven that Biden is living.
Right.
That's what gets me is why wouldn't they say that if he has had a stroke?
Yeah.
And then his brother said that he's terminal.
Right.
So if those things are true, what about us? We deserve to know if we have a president or not. Obama.
Apparently, at the time,
Almighty King.
At the time of this taping, Biden is supposed to speak tomorrow night.
Really?
Yeah, when we're at the mothership with Jordan Peterson.
Is he going to speak in front of a green screen?
Yeah.
Is it really Biden? Which one of the 4 Bidens? The one with the chin? The one with the chin that looks like a nutsack? Or which one? The ones with the ears connected or the ones with the free hanging earlobes? The one with the blue eyes or the one with the brown eyes?
All right, let's just get into it then. I was building up to it because I've talked to you before the show. I said
that was the whole thing for shooting at Trump so they could kill Biden.
Let's get into this. Come on.
That's what I think.
Okay, so
I'll have you know. I told you I wasn't going to have an opinion like nobody else.
Let's get into it. I will just if people don't know where we are in the timeline. So Trump, they had an assassination attempt on Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Trump survives it. And then, all hell breaks loose. Trump's numbers go up. And all of a sudden, Biden, who says, I'm staying in the race, starts seeing poll numbers slipping because Trump survives a bullet and stands up and says, fight. It's over for Biden. Clearly, it's over. And then a poll came out. A lot of people don't talk about this. I think it was in Michigan, but it showed blacks in Michigan starting to vote for Trump. And that was it. Biden, the next day, sends out a tweet. It's not his signature. It's not on, on letterhead. It's very suspicious. Kamala's already secured up the presumptive amount of delegates to be the nominee. This all happened like in a 24, 48-hour period. But here's the crazy thing. It wasn't until after the black vote went to Trump, which we've seen happen and trend over the years.
Well, they tried to hold that one off in their Fonnie Willis. What's that called? Fulton County?
Yeah, all that bullshit.
Well, the whole Georgia is the key to the whole black vote in the South. I knew that when I ran for president. But what happened is that's where they really got rid of a lot of votes. And what they did, in effect, with what votes you think they threw out? Why, it was the blacks that voted for Trump.
Probably.
So they, in effect, the Democrat Party, this is, if you do the math, you'll arrive at these statistics yourself, as have several people. But what that amount to is they nullified the black vote. The Democrat Party, which founded the KKK, this time in 2020, nullified the black votes that were not cast for the Democrat Party. So, I mean, is that a pro-slavery thing or not? Does that prove the does that prove everything about why they started the KKK, about why they opposed the Civil Rights Act, about why they were angry at Kennedy, amongst other things? I mean, come on, people. I I just want people to smarten up and see the connections, but they won't let us see the connections.
Well, the connections to me, and this is what I'm going to ask you. Trump survives an assassination attempt. Polling suggests black voters in Michigan are going to Trump.
And a man was killed.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
A father.
But Trump was already leading in all the polls because Biden shit himself on television. And then they saw Democrats are like, we still can do this. They're figuring out how to cheat. Black votes go to Trump. Next day, Biden's out. And who's he replaced by? Again, it could change, but right now it looks to be Kamala. So now they have a black female president. Well, the left is completely tokenism. They're in a cult. Black vagina, we're going to vote Democrat now. That's how they're going to get the black vote back.
It's all symbolism. It's all like, you know what symbolism is? It's the occult.
Real quick, just answer them, then I'll let you go off.
Okay.
Do you think that, because to me it's pretty obvious, Trump survives an assassination. They were keeping Biden in. He said, I'm not stepping down. He blew it on the debate. Trump surging in the polls. Then an assassination happens, an attempt happens. Trump survives it, even though the Secret Service did a bad job, obviously an inside job, right? And then it wasn't until after that Biden steps down. It looks like they knew Biden was already retarded, but they were going to keep it through until Trump got assassinated, and then they were just going to push Biden through because nobody would oppose Biden. And then Kamala could take over, Michelle, whatever the stuff is. Because Trump survived the assassination attempt and started surging in the polls, especially the black numbers, Biden's out in the middle of the night. I don't even think Biden knows he's out, to be honest. And it's replaced with a black woman. To me, that's pretty obvious that that's what the Democrats doing because they're getting desperate. Because they had planned to assassinate Trump, is what I'm getting at. That's just my theory. But what's your theory? Because you were talking about clones and all. I want to get into your stuff. Who cares about mine? But you know what I'm saying? It's a black woman. She's the least popular politician of all time. She didn't even make it to Iowa or whatever in the first thing. Tulsi destroyed her in 60 seconds. She had to drop out. She was only selected by Biden because she has a black vagina. That is a fact. She wasn't picked by him. No, it's the truth. It's the truth.
It's not because she has a black vagina.
It's a black woman. So black vagina, let's boil it down. It's a black vagina. That's what Democrats might want, a black vagina in the White House. It used to be a white vagina with Hillary. Vagina. Johnny used to say that, remember? The one with the vagina, I'm going to vote for the vagina. It's not, why are you getting mad? This is true. It's 100% true. It's a black woman. And then she raised $81 million.
It's more about the throat than the vagina.
My point is, it's a black woman.
That's why she's got that bulging throat. It's not her vagina at all.
Willie Brown pushed the thing. Willie Brown pushed it out? Is that what you're saying?
And that cackle comes from that too. She's got the deep throat sound to it.
Well, she got into politics having an affair with Willie Brown. That is a fact. She was...
I heard she could swallow 10.
She probably can. I mean, Willie Brown's he looked like a big boy. My point is, she's selected because of tokenism and racism and sexism of the left. It's a black woman. I promise you it's not because she's a great politician. I promise you.
No, it's because she proved that she would do anything for money. Mm-hmm. And what she did was, this is why I don't like her. Mm-hmm. Well, like I say, she blew her way to the middle.
Yeah, well, now she might be president.
Well, that's the middle. Anyway, she'll just be a puppet for Obama like Biden was.
Right.
And he's a puppet for the WEF. So anyways, I forget what I'm saying, Jake. What was I saying?
You were talking about she's a puppet to Obama.
Oh, yeah, she blew her way to the middle, the lower middle. And which is such an affront to all of us women who were never threatened to blow a guy or we wouldn't get promoted. And, it was kind of depressing in a horrible way.
Yeah.
How come I didn't get asked to blow a guy for a job promotion?
Because you built a billion-dollar industry and you have talent and skill and you don't need to blow anyone. That's the difference. It's what I told you.
I knew that, but then I was kind of a little bit jealous that nobody ever wanted to have me blow them. And, but then I was like, you know why? It's because I can't be compliant. That's what they really like, is that slave girl.
Mm-hmm.
They just want somebody less fortunate to blow them.
Yeah, that's true.
And I would have that in my eyes, like, you stupid motherfucker. I'd have that contempt in my eyes. They don't like that contempt.
No, that's a really good point.
Right?
Right. So do you think Biden's dead? I want you to get into your theories, because you told me.
Well, they've asked for proof of life because it wasn't in, like I said, it wasn't in handwriting. And but I just love how now the left is a conspiracy theorist.
It's been great to watch.
Total flop, and now we can go, what are you, a conspiracy theorist?
Trump
it's
faked
there,
his
black and white, the guy. But I mean, I'm so glad that she should have been fired, not given the, what did she do? Resign.
She resigned.
She probably gets her full military benefits.
100%.
Working as a Cheney's double or something. I don't know what they do. I mean, she's his spirit daughter.
She'll probably have a show on MSNBC after the election. I mean, that's what's going to happen. She'll be a talking head.
Oh my God, she did exactly what she was told to do. She was a good Nazi.
She did a great job.
She did a great job at exactly what she was told to do. And you could see it that they just threw her under the bus. They go, "Here's the sacrificial goat."
And she'll get a golden parachute and probably a house in the Cayman Islands.
She probably will get a big old job.
Fuck yeah, that's what they do. And she's not going to go to prison.
But she told the truth. She covered for him too.
Yeah.
Well, we were denied that in the budget.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what kind of a rinky-dink fucking Justice Department under Merrick Garland and what's his name, Mayorkas, comes up with, we don't have enough money to protect the front runner in the next months away presidential election, and people are buying it. Well, they couldn't. And how about them dodo bird gals they had out there looking around? All of them look just like Chris Farley. I was laughing because it was like 3 fat Chris Farleys out there in those suits.
They're so brilliant, the left, because, first of all, this was an inside assassination attempt, no question. Secret Service was a part of it. Mayorkas was a part of it. They shorted Trump stock. Fucking BlackRock owned that company. The shooter, Crooks, is in a BlackRock commercial. This is all verifiable. And they're basically were counting on Trump to get assassinated on Friday. And Biden, who's Clooney and Rob Reiner and the biggest libtards, like, you've got to step down. Everyone knows you're a retard now, which they tried to sneak through. But they put him on. They
want an all retard run government.
Well,
that'll do what the frigging commies that are Luciferians out of Hollywood tells them to do. You work hard to support yourself and your family, but it may seem that though you are taking a step back every month instead of moving forward. When the bills are higher than what you bring in every month, you have to swipe that credit card to cover the difference. And the debt keeps adding up. But if you own a home, my friends at American Financing can help you break that cycle. American Financing is saving people just like you an average of $850 a month. Think about what you could do with an extra $800 every month and not having to worry about those minimum monthly payments. And even better, it costs nothing to find out how much you can save. All it takes is a quick call to American Financing. And if you start today, you may be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing today and start your journey towards being credit card debt-free. 866-890-8585. That's 866-890-8585. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net/Roseanne.
Yeah, but they have to get enough of a baseline vote. There's still a democracy alive. It's dying, but they still have to have a baseline. They still have to have about 60 to 65 million people vote Democrat. Then they steal the rest. They stole probably 16 or 17 for Biden to get him to 81 million.
Hell no, they didn't.
I think Biden got 65.
Truckloads of shit came across, man.
Right, but what I'm saying is just...
Plus they had Facebook and all them people doing it for them.
I know, but what I'm
They stole approximately, what did he get, 81 million
81
votes?
million.
I say, when I do my mathematical wizard stuff, I know he got 31 million.
There's no way.
He got 31 million votes because The only people that vote for him is people that works for the government.
No, a lot of people hate
People
Trump.
people that's getting paid to work in the government that are afraid Trump is going to cut the government down. They're voting for their own jobs. That's it, period.
You're underestimating how dumb white suburban women are. There's a lot of people that voted for Joe Biden because he wasn't Trump. No one liked Biden, just like no one likes Kamala, but she's a black vagina and they hate Trump, and they will get a lot of votes. She raised $81 million already. Set a record. Of course, 81 million. That's really fascinating. I think about it. That seems to be a number that
it's stuck on 81.
Is it?
Yeah.
But the point is, here's what I'm saying. They can steal the election. When Biden showed that he was a retard and like mentally gone, they knew that they could no longer steal this election because nobody would buy it. People still think on the left that Biden got 81 million and saved democracy. I read Twitter, left Twitter all day.
He saved democracy by having no democracy.
Well, that's just the bullshit.
That's the real
sell.
thing. They put her in there without one vote of their constituents.
That's what I'm getting at. She's not a good politician.
They're all about nullification of the vote.
They're about selecting who they want in power, and they don't want us to have a say because
they don't want the people in their own party to be able to choose.
No,
because they would have chose Bernie.
They would have chose Bernie, and they probably would have chose Bernie again. They wouldn't have chose. They never would have chose Hillary. They never would have chose Biden.
But they pretend like they're socialists.
Well, that's
but the one socialist guy, they don't let him run.
I know, and RFK, who's like a moderate Democrat, who's a Kennedy. Like there's royalty in the Democrat Party.
The Democrat Party is the party of the Kennedys, and it's so sad that they made him go run as an independent. But I think any self-respecting Democrat ought to be voting for RFK because he is the Democrat Party. Yeah. And when this fringe crap artificial history thing gets out of here, this communist, fascist, anti-freedom, woke Nazism leaves the United States, couldn't be faster. It could leave people's heads with just the right words, and I pray it does, but you don't have the right to control anybody but your own self. Try that for a change, you fucking fascists.
But how do you expect us to vote our way out of this if...
We are not going to be able to vote our way out of tyranny. Oh, come on.
We're not.
We're not.
I realize that now more than ever. But I do think votes count to a certain percentage point. I think if we flood the polls and beat the cheat, they can't cheat all the way. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They can cheat probably 20 to 22 million votes. They can't cheat 80 million.
Where they're going to try to figure out how to cheat because that's how they always win.
Yeah.
And if it ain't them, it's the other ones. It's not just the Democrats.
Republicans used to cheat all the time.
Although the Democrats are really good at it.
Yeah.
Really good at it. You know, the Republicans, I mean, some of them would, but it didn't seem they'd stoop to bioengineering a disease to affect the vote.
But that's what they did. So this is what I'm trying to get at. Please, let me just paint this picture.
Okay.
We knew in 2019, 2020 what was happening. We saw COVID and we said, oh, they're gonna shut it down. They're gonna do mail-in ballots and they're gonna cheat. Biden was almost out of the Democrat primaries. And then remember, everybody dropped out. There were people that were more popular. Biden was about to drop out. Super Tuesday comes. And all of a sudden, the day before it, everybody drops out except for like two, and Biden gets the nomination. That's when I was like, okay, they've selected Biden. It's not the will of the Democratic voter. No,
it's Obama, King right. Obama.
So Obama says, this is going to be my puppet. It's Biden. He was my VP. I've got dirt on him. I know about Ashley's diary or whatever he's got. And they select Biden. So we see COVID happening. Go, oh, they're going to do mail-in. We were calling this out. Sure enough, 6 counties stop the vote when Trump's about to win. They all come in. The mail-in ballots come from COVID. 90% in favor of Biden at 2 a.m. Stop the steal. That's why January 6th happens. We were all mad about it. We saw it. Now, this whole year we've been going, they're going to switch out Biden. They're going to give it to Michelle or somebody, and they're going to cheat, and then they're going to use illegal immigrants to get the ballots to stuff the ballot box. And we tried to stop it. Arizona passed a law, the SAFE Act, all this stuff happened. But right now, it's pretty clear this is what they're doing. And now they've done step by step everything they said they were going to do. We even said they were going to they're probably going to try and kill Trump because they don't understand that Trump's popular because of how shitty they are. They make Trump popular because they're so evil. Then they try and kill him.
That's so true.
It's true. So that's what they go back to Hillary and Obama.
They don't think we see them. I've said, how many years have I said that?
They don't because
About 3 decades.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So they have the left. You go on Twitter and it's left wingers and they're like, Biden saved democracy. He's not too old. I stand with him. He drops out and they're like, Trump's too old. That's what I watched it today. Trump's too old to run. I'm like, what the fuck? You were just running an older guy with dementia that you put on television who was shitting his pants. And we also told you for months that he was shitting his pants and had dementia. You called us conspiracy theories. Then you knock him out 2 days later. So every step of the way, they've done exactly what we said they were going to do. We've called it out. We've been called conspiracy theorists, and we've been proven right every time. So we know now it's going to be Kamala or Michelle Obama. It's going to be a woman or a black vagina because that's what they think will work. And the only reason they're doing that is so when they cheat the election.
That's why I said don't
they
say
can
the
go-
word vagina. Be very careful what you're saying if you know what I mean.
Because
lot of them
Michelle
don't
Obama.
have-
That's a good point. All right, a black woman, and they're going to go, yeah, the people were so excited about finally having a black woman. And like right now, she's raised a bunch of money. And they're like, see, people want a young black
if
woman.
Michelle Obama, if they bring her in,
It's
which is
over.
like
Yeah.
Obama won't, what do you call it?
Endorse
Verify
Kamala.
or endorse. That's what I couldn't remember.
Right.
He's not gonna endorse Kamala because
He wants it.
Michelle wants it.
Right.
And everybody's been saying that for so long. Nobody knows the true Michelle thing. I don't know about the gender crap, but I do know that she was raised in Jesse Jackson's house. She's nothing but political.
Mm-hmm.
And she took advantage of all the things that, she could have taken advantage of. But when you read her thesis, her college thesis.
Yeah, she's a commie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
It's complete. I call it, a lot of people call it hive mind, but it's like group think.
Mhm.
There's not one word of integrity in it. It's just hive mind, like they're repeating the Luciferian Bible by Karl Marx.
That's what the
And that is what they think. They
That's what they
actually
are now.
think that's a religion.
they do.
And it's right there at the UN. And, watching that crumble has just been a grand thing. Of course, I'm the only one that sees it.
No, but
Some other people see it. And I want to have other people who see it on here so people can think I'm not the only human who thinks the way I think. Right?
yeah, and I'll let go off, but you understand that they're going to cheat again using illegals and a black woman. And when Kamala gets 100 million votes and beats Trump, they're going to say people were just excited. If it was Biden, if he stayed in, that never would have happened. They'd go, clearly the Democrats are cheating. There's no way Biden got that many votes. He's retarded. They were going to push Biden through and then just let him die at the beginning of the next term. They know they can't run Michelle. They know they can't run Kamala because they're not popular. Nobody likes them. Maybe Michelle a little bit more. Nobody likes Kamala. So
Here's
the only
what's
way to
gonna
get
happen.
them
You
in
wanna
is,
hear my
And then I'm
prediction?
going to let you talk. I just want to say the only way to get Kamala or an Obama black woman puppet that he wants in was this way. That's what they're doing. That's why they're doing it. That's why they waited this much. Why they did the debate early, because they wanted to push him because she wouldn't have won. She didn't even make it through the first round. Tulsi wiped her out. They're not popular, so they have to be put in power. The party that says we're a threat to democracy. Anyway, go on.
Well, sometimes if I get real patriotic and have a few too many, if you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, the Democrat Party is the party of my family. And, it tears me, it tore me apart to leave it.
Yeah.
Because it meant so much to my family. But later, of course, I found out my grandmother, who was a business owner, she was a Republican. Bubby Mary was, I wrote about it in my book, in Roseanne about how I had one pretty much commie grandma and one libertarian or Republican grandma, and how it influenced me. That's in my book. Anyway, but nobody wants to know anything about that.
No, I was just thinking, I wonder if Livia has that, but both her grandmas are conservative. Becky is a libtard.
Yeah.
So she has one, but she doesn't see her that often. So
The libtard thing is kind of imploding. It's sad. But it's got to go.
it does.
Because it's fake and it's self-destructive. It's not for your own good or the good of anybody else to classify people like animals.
Yeah. And
Get
token
over
of
it,
them.
bitch.
Someone said if you watch like the DNC, it's really depressing because it's all about, hey, we're being screwed. They've taken this. I want this. It's just bitching. And then you go to the like Republican Party or National Convention and it's like, hey, liberty, we can build. And it's just a very, very different messaging at its core. If you boil it down, forget all the tax stuff. It's one side is we're victimized. We need to be taken care of. And the other side's like, hey, we don't really give a shit what you do in your bedroom, but we want a chance to build. We want to build for our families. And that, to me, is a better message, right? But what they've done is
I think for me as a mother of quite a few and the grandmother of even more, I recognize clearly that what liberal thinkers or progressive thinkers are is they went through some horrific potty training and they've never left I don't want to let mommy get a hold of my precious poo-poo.
Yeah.
It's just bad potty training. It's like, what? Mommy is flushing my precious poo-poo away from me, out of my body. I mean, they're stuck at a Freudian stage that's just, they've never been satisfied because, as I say often, their mom was basically just a fucking money hoe. They didn't give a shit about them, and they were an accessory to her. Huh. And we have to be really honest about what women have done in the last 50 years, which nobody wants to hear.
Yeah, they do.
But this is true, and we're going to realize it sooner or later. And when women are honest about...
Well, tell us.
Huh?
What is it that people need to hear about women? Go into it.
Women need to be real honest with their sins and their machinations and their manipulations and their lies and their use of people and what they allow to happen to their children because they're dickmotized by a fucking boyfriend and what have you, because they have become seduced by the snake. Hello. This whole world will wake up faster than shit. And when we realize that the programs that are being funded in the world are just all about men's dicks and them getting their dicks sucked for weapons and shit and that and the other, we got to stop it. We're the only ones who can. It's sort of a modern day Lisa Strada, you know what I mean?
No, who's that?
Well, she's like, nobody's getting laid till this shit stops. Every woman stop having sex with their partners who were men that want to have sex with them. Of course, nowadays, no men want to have sex with any women. They don't. They want to, have a man that looks like a woman to have sex with. Because they're so threatened by how horrible we are. And we are that horrible, so we've scared them away to where they're like, I'm going to cut off my wiener rather than get with her. I don't blame them. As I was saying on What's-His-Name show, Dave, did you know I couldn't remember Dave's wife or husband or whatever it is, spouse.
David Janet.
Yeah, Dave. I always want to say Janet.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's all kind of fucked up to say Janet. But I go, I can't remember your spouse name. And he goes, it's Dave, Roseanne. I go, oh, yeah, I thought it was David. But then I was like, there couldn't be two Davids in that marriage, but there is two Davids.
There is two Davids. That's why they call him
But
Janet.
I doubted myself, even though I said there's two Davids. I doubted myself. I go, no, you're always wrong. There can't be two Davids. But in fact, there was two Davids.
It's David Janet.
So
That's
I
what they call him.
shouldn't have doubted myself.
Well, it's a little confusing because his husband is David Janet, and they call him Janet. Or at least when I was hanging around David. So they call him Janet, but that's a woman's name.
I love to
so
call him Janet because I love that
people call him
Rocky
Janet.
Horror Show where they go Janet.
But it's confusing because it's a man named Janet, which is a woman's name. If his name was David Smith and we called him Smith, you'd be like, oh, it's a nickname. But Janet, anyway, it's not important. You're talking about Dave Rubin, by the way.
Yeah, Dave Rubin. I hope those two guys don't start trying to get an adopted kid and do that shit.
I think they already have kids. They already have children.
They do?
Yeah.
How many?
I think 2.
They got 2 adopted children?
Yeah, they've already done it.
They've already did it?
Yeah.
I bet they regret every minute.
I don't know. No,
Are they happy with that?
He seems happy. That's why
I didn't even get to ask him about that.
Well, he's coming on our show. He keeps canceling, but one of the times he did cancel was because his kids. So yeah, that's how I know he has kids.
They have children?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want to talk to them though. My brother and sister, who are both gay, insist the children were the happiest thing they ever did. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I the only one that...
Yeah. Most people like their children, Ma.
I know, it's weird.
Okay, so can you just get into, because I want you to get into your theory, because I
Of
know
what?
I know what you think, and I know that people will like it. When I said to you, I came outside when you were
My
smoking.
thinking's fucked up, I think.
But that's why people
sometimes.
listen to the show, to hear your fucked up thinking. So don't edit yourself. You said to me, I said, do you think Biden's dead? And you said, one of them.
I know.
So you can't just...
I know because I told you Biden is just an actor with a mask.
Okay.
They had several of them. And I said the one that fell up the stairs was Jim Carrey because nobody could go up the stairs that hilariously.
Well...
I mean, if you watch the steps
No, it's
going up
funny and
the
shit.
stairs, it's only Jim Carrey can do that because he's a brilliant physical comedian. Although, I believe Carrot Top, who is also a brilliant physical comedian, he could be playing Joe Biden too, but I think he's a little short. Hey, do y'all owe back taxes? Pandemic relief is now over. Along with hiring thousands of new agents and field officers, the IRS has kicked off 2024 by sending over 5 million pay-up letters to those who have unfiled tax returns or balances owed. Don't waive your rights and speak with them on your own. They are not your friends. Tax Network USA, a trusted tax relief firm, has saved over $1 billion in back taxes for their clients. And they can help you secure the best deal possible. Whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, they can help you. Whether it's business or personal taxes, even if you have the means to pay or you're on a fixed income, they can help finally resolve your tax burdens once and for all. Call 1-800-245-6000 for a private free consultation or visit tnusa.com/RB. That's tnusa.com/RB. They say James Woods is another one. With the one that's got the scrotum like chin.
That's James Woods?
That's James Wood.
No one has seen James Woods act in a long time. I only see his Twitter, but so it is like
He's
Biden.
the one when he's Biden with the scrotum chin. He goes like this. That's nobody's doing that. Because if you watch James Wood when he's acting, when he's a criminal mafia, he's like got that quiet.
No, he was a great actor. But
He
hold
is a
on.
great
I
actor.
thought you were saying
How come
Biden
we can
was...
never get him on?
He's tough to get. He's gone reclusive, I think. I've almost been able to talk to him one time.
Me and him got on a fight on the Arsenio show years ago.
Yeah, I tell that story. But you, real quick, do you think these other Bidens are actors, or do you think, because you made it sound like it was a clone yesterday?
Oh, some of them is clones.
Okay, you can't just change
See,
the
that's
subject.
what I think happened with Trump.
All right,
I
get
think
into
that
it.
was a clone that got shot.
That was not the real Trump. Okay, let's get into it. And see,
That's what I
I need to
think.
know if I need to put you away. Are you? You really think
Boy,
these?
it's more dead than alive.
No, put you away, not kill you. I mean, put you in like a mental hospital.
I've been there, done that.
But you I mean, don't even.
That's kind of what Texas is, kind of, you know.
You don't have to tell me if you really think they're clones. But are you open to the possibility that there are clones?
Oh, what about Dolly the sheep, which was 60 years ago, hon?
Okay, so you actually
They got
think
nothing but clones. Hillary, she's on her 4th clonage.
are these clones
The
or
real
these body
Hillary
doubles?
was arrested on 911 when they threw her in that van and she's handcuffed behind her back. They picked her up. She didn't want to go, resisted. Well, they threw her in, and all those people were federal marshals. They arrested her that day, threw her in the van. She comes out 2 hours later, 2 inches shorter and 30 pounds heavier, and don't even look like Hillary. Well, because that was her double. But
Right.
then clones started showing up. And the clone is the one that fell down the stairs, malfunctioned, you know, in Mykonos there with
Oh yeah, that was
Huma.
hilarious.
You know, Huma's marrying Soros.
Alex Soros. Yeah.
He's a trans, they say. He's going
That
trans.
was Gavin.
And
He said that last week.
you know, I don't know why Huma. I was on a plane with this lady that said, you know, when that bomb hit, I was with Huma. We were in first class. And I was like, like I always am. Lord, I say, inside, not to anybody. Lord, why must I see this? Lord, why must I be here?
What bomb?
Huh?
What bomb?
When they fucking bombed Hawaii, she was talking about it. I said, were you here? It was a rich lady, the Four Seasons. I says, was you here when they came out with that nuclear bomb warning in Hawaii?
Oh,
because
yeah.
all my neighbors had kissed their children goodbye.
Yeah, that's horrible.
They thought Hawaii was getting a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, I remember that.
And people were crying and calling their parents.
Yeah, no, it was horrible.
Children.
I remember that.
It was a horrible trauma. Like, they never even talk about it.
Well, that's what they're doing nonstop, you said.
Non-stop
Constant state of trauma for mind control.
But I mean, people were kissing their kids goodbye.
Yeah.
And their kids were crying and saying goodbye to their parents.
No, it's horrible. I don't want to
So
think
that
about
lady's talking about that day, and I told her, were you here when that happened? But her take on it, being on that side of wealth, the wealth iron curtain, I call it, she said, oh yeah, I was here with Huma that day.
In Hawaii?
Yeah. Because Huma and Hillary and Bill, they was there at the Four Seasons.
Who is, I mean, you're jumping around. We still got to talk about Biden being cloned, but who is Huma? I called her Hamza the other day on this podcast.
You called her who?
Hamza. I wasn't trying to be
That's
funny.
so bad.
No, I really, because there's
But the Hamza is a beautiful thing.
It was a Bronco. Hamza Abdullah, he was the safety for the Broncos. So I wasn't trying to be racist.
Oh.
But Huma's.
Well, the Hamza itself, the hand, I wear the hand. Because that's the hand of
Huma,
being gracious.
Who is Huma? Because she went from, wasn't she dating, was that George Clooney or she was with someone else? Oh, Anthony Weiner. And then she got tied up with Clinton. She's like Clinton's number 2. They ate a baby together.
I think it was
allegedly.
Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton. One of them performed the wedding ceremony.
Right. So
for Huma and, what's his name?
Anthony Weiner.
Yeah, Weiner.
But she's
Weiner.
But
Weiner.
But she's like
Can you imagine how he's bullied in his life for the name Weiner?
He has a podcast. We should go on it. But he's not very good looking, right? And she's okay.
If you're a weasel lover.
But my point is, she's kind of in royalty. I don't know who she is. And she jumped off the Weiner train because
her parents, like Valerie Jarrett's parents, were very involved in.
That's what I want to know. She's got to be connected.
The Muslim Brotherhood.
Okay, so she's also Muslim Brotherhood.
Yes.
Okay. And Weiner, she probably married Weiner because he was a young, upstart, like popular politician. He was a New York state senator or something. I can't remember what exactly it was.
They bearded for each other.
Well, that's what it is. That's what she's doing with Alex Soros. That's George Clooney's wife. That's what they do.
She's a good beard.
Yeah. I don't know why they steal beard.
So is he, huh?
I don't even know why they steal beard these days. It's better to be gay. It's better politically for you to be gay. But anyway.
I mean, I think my next marriage, I should marry a gay man if he has a terminal disease and more money than me, because that's my 2 requisites. But
what's in
I
it for
think
him?
it should be a gay man because then he wouldn't want to have sex with me, so that would be even better.
But what's in it for him?
The parties I'd throw with his money. Are you kidding? I'd throw the
do like you.
gayest parties on earth.
Yeah, didn't Liz, what's her name, marry a big gay guy?
Who?
At the end of her life, Liz Taylor. She had a couple gay husbands there at the end.
All her husbands were gay except for that Larry guy.
Those gay guys like the Liza Minnelli and Liz Taylor and Roseanne Barr thing. Whatever you guys are in, they like that.
They love the star power.
But it's a particular, like, large, loud.
Larger than life. Somebody who loves life and wants to have a great party.
They like drag queens.
Wants to invite people. I love drag queens. I just don't like them bringing the kids.
But I'm saying you and Liza and Liz Taylor
I'm going to go to drag queen bars
queen.
and read the Bible dressed up like a man.
Drag queens always dress up like you and Liza Minnelli and Liz Taylor, I'm saying. There's a gay thing about loud, overweight women. There is. I'm not making this up.
No,
I'm just
I know.
curious. What is that? Because their moms, reminds them of their moms? I like to do psychoanalysis.
Well, I think that a lot of them, they just admire the spirit of the woman that, comes from, just like flaunts herself.
Proud to be like loud.
Proud to be flaunting herself,
Okay.
you know.
Maybe that's what it is. Because
It's
they think,
an inner strength, the plumage thing. And
oh, they're jealous because they're in the closet, a lot of them. And it's like, wow, this woman's
it's
loud.
not that. They admire it.
Well, that's what I mean. I shouldn't say jealous. They admire. Like, you guys are loud and fat and walking around, and they're like, hey, I'm ashamed of being gay. I should be like this.
I don't think they're ashamed of being gay. I think they might be ashamed of being male, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Some part of them is ashamed of being male.
But they also
and
like
they should
Madonna,
be
I guess.
because, I mean, males are pretty foul many times.
Yeah.
They're cowards and, they give in. Like right now what we're seeing with American males, particularly
Yeah.
the leftist male, is just nothing but a little... He's either a simp or a pimp.
Yeah.
It's like where are the men that are supposed to protect the women and kids? Hello, that's
Those
what you're supposed to do.
conservatives,
idiot.
and they're called toxic males.
Yeah.
And they're shamed and gaslit and have been for 25 plus years. But they don't give a shit. Real men don't give a shit. Like, I'm not a victim of gaslighting. I think that's you instantly lose your man card when you go, oh, it made fun. I used to do that. I used to bitch about it. And then I woke up and was like, hey, I'm a man. Nobody's going to take away my masculinity. That makes me not a man.
I know. I like men. I like
Yeah.
strong men because they can take a joke. That's where my jokes come from.
Yeah.
Is joking around with men.
Yeah. Men are awesome.
And they like my jokes. Women never liked my jokes. They thought I was harsh. But
So Biden's a clone and an actor, and he's dead, but the clone's dead. Did Kamala? Did they kill Joe Biden to give Kamala one of the Joe Bidens? Like, can you give us theories now? We're almost an hour in. You got to get into it.
Well, I think that the Trump thing, the assassination that we saw on television, was it might have been an op to cover for killing Biden.
Oh, so you think the Trump assassination was part of the plan? Like it was not a real legitimate assassination attempt.
No, I think it was a real legitimate thing that they did, that they allowed, so they could get rid of Biden.
But why would they need to get rid of Biden if Trump's assassinated? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Let's talk theories, because my theory is different than yours. Why would you don't need to get rid of Trump to get rid of Biden. If Trump dies from a bullet,
If
Biden's
they
going to
got
win.
rid of Trump with a bullet
Biden's
and Biden at the same time, think about it.
I think that would descend into madness and civil war. I doubt that. I'm just giving you the other side.
Hello, that's what they want.
Oh, okay. But then they wouldn't pick Kamala, who's igniting the youth and energizing the youth. And it's a black woman. We're progressive and our bodies and abortion and all the other shit the left cares about that really doesn't affect most people. Right?
I'm saying again, if Trump was killed, they wouldn't have taken out Biden.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, right. I agree then.
Because you said the Trump thing was
but
to cover.
But because Trump lived,
so that's my
they
theory.
took out Biden.
That's my theory, and that's most people's theories on our side of like, oh, because here's what you got to look at. Biden running up the stairs, right? The gym, like we've been saying he's fading for almost, I see the earliest stuff online from like a year and a half ago, the serious stuff. We always made jokes, but the serious, like there is a cognitive issue here. He can't walk. He's shitting his pants. Like this has been going on for like the last year and a half, right?
But people are saying he's just doing that. He's just acting the part because they're all afraid of being charged for their
various crimes
for selling out our secrets to other countries.
It's possible, but what I'm saying is I think there is literal decline. I think that's real because I don't think you can fake that debate. He was so retarded. And then he came back a few days later and he was more lucid. The in and out is early stages of dementia. You don't just, it's not a light switch that flicks off. You like have an off day and then you come back, right? So we're calling it out. We're conspiracy theorists. The lefts are like, we're riding with Biden. Harry Sisson, if you follow these accounts on Twitter, they're absolutely hilarious. Go through it minute by minute over the last year. It's absolutely funny.
I can't get on Twitter.
Don't actually. I tweeted today. I'm touching grass for a while. I'm taking a break. It's witchcraft and it's horrible and it makes me crazy.
It is witchcraft. It's mind control.
It is mind control, and that's why I think we're all so fucked. But anyway, back on topic. Biden shits himself on the debate stage. And we said there's a reason they're doing this. And this is a theory common that's obviously been proven true now. That was the earliest debate ever. They hadn't even had the DNC or the RNC.
Well, they just go by the polls. And when Biden dipped far below Trump, they were like, He's gone.
But what I'm saying is a lot of people think they did this intentionally, they being the left. Let's put Joe out in June or July.
They did do it on purpose.
So
They've
that they
never
could
had
replace
another
him.
presidential debate at that time.
Right.
They called for it, and they gave him all the answers, too, like they usually do. And,
that's what I can't figure out. They wanted him to perform well. I know that. I don't. Everyone's like, they wanted him to show that he was retarded so they'd switch him, but they could have switched him at the primaries. Or he could have just said, hey, I don't feel well. I'm going to hand it over to Kamala and done the 20. He could have stepped down.
You know what? It's all about the donors. The donors were with him, and then Obama and George Clooney convinced them to go to Kamala. You know, George Clooney is...
he's high up. Well, he was married to some big political...
Anti-Semite?
Yeah, but she's like connected in the world, right? Like he could be with anyone. George Clooney, at the height of his fame, he could have... Why is he picking someone? He's trying to run for president. It's clear.
Yeah, it's totally clear.
We learned this from Tom Arnold and Schwarzenegger when they were friends. Like, they plan that far ahead. They plan their wives. Yeah. They do it for years. They clean up all their accounts, all their illegitimate children.
Clooney's
they strangle.
Done because of his wife actually saying, I mean...
He's going to run for president.
He's eventually. Not going to make it, though, because he's not going to make it.
But my point is...
Unfortunately for all of them, fact can't be held back any longer, and none of their revisionist history is going to stand, because the truth does matter, and the truth destroys lies, even though it takes sometimes by a factor of 3 to make itself seen or known. It destroys lies, and it destroys propaganda. Truth is truth, and everybody needs to hang tight to that.
Yeah.
Truth about the law, which George Clooney's wife...
Who's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a UN lawyer.
UN lawyer, yeah.
And that's something very different, because they're Luciferian, which means communist, which means Jew haters, which means Nazi, which means commie, which means Turkey, which means Lebanon, which means, all that stuff, all the way up to Sufi, Freemasonry, all of it. Egypt, like I said, they are the black magicians of Egypt, Babylon. And that's the real deal. It's not BS.
But why couldn't they have just switched out Biden months ago? Because you already see what's happening now that Kamala is the presumptive nominee. You've already seen the whole machine.
She's not going to be the final one.
But right now, if you go on Twitter...
The King Obama does not proclaim
Well, you don't know
such.
None of us know what's going to happen, but if you go on Twitter...
It's going to be Michelle and Hillary.
Probably.
President
Kamala,
and vice.
But I don't know that they can do this, because here's the thing, what you're not paying attention to today. Yeah. So I'm trying to tell you. Kamala has already secured enough delegates to be the nominee. They haven't done the official vote, but they're endorsing her. Hillary's endorsed her. Everybody, Newsom, all the big hitters in the left has endorsed her. And she raised $81 million for her campaign. So right now, liberals are like, Trump's scared. He can't debate her. She's a prosecutor. He's a criminal. I go on Twitter all day. I watch them. They think Kamala's going to win, because she'll probably...
Of course they do.
Because they're probably going to cheat with the illegal immigrants, right?
Well, if they can get people with notoriety so that they could have the...
Talking to your mic.
Well, if they could get people with notoriety, because I can't remember the word, but it's like... like OJ's trial, where you have reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Where they can invoke reasonable doubt. That's where they always win.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well... Michelle Obama and Hillary, of course, there'll be reasonable doubt that they would get 350 million votes. And Trump only got 200 million.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's what they're going to do.
No.
But they're trying real hard to do it. But the thing is, now the stuff about the 2020 election is going to start to come out. And so they don't know what they're going to do, because they are in a box. They are in a box. And I'm glad we're having Yo von Politzer on to explain it. And then we're going to have Patrick back on, because I know Patrick has said, he's told me, that the patriots, the white hats, what have you, the transgender hackers,
Blue and on.
Blue Anon, and they've located the programmers. And the programmers
so.
were in a European country, which shall remain nameless,
Yeah.
but they also like not having to eat dogs like
Right.
in Venezuela.
Yeah.
And they've actually awakened as to the reverse pyramid scheme of Marxism.
Well, we definitely need moderates to, even left-wing Democrats, to wake up and go, hey, yeah, I disagree with you right-wingers and Trumpies, but like we still love America. We still have to fight for America. We need that. And unfortunately, this country hangs in the balance, and the only people that can save it are the Democrats, are the moderate Democrats that can go, hey, we're tired of this bullshit that the left is doing.
Vote for RFK, moderate
Vote
Democrats.
RFK or Trump.
Do not let this. Do not let these.
They're the only ones that can save us.
Do not allow the infiltration
Right.
of
We have to reach
people
the
who
moderates.
have no regard for the rights of women.
Yeah, but see,
Don't
they're
allow
selling
that.
You
And
can't do
I know
that.
you don't know what a woman is, but
Right.
Your grandmother knew.
Well, that's what I was going to say about Kamala, because they're like, oh, we finally have a woman. Women are going to get Trump. It's like, wait, now you know what a woman is? Like they constantly go against their own bullshit 24 hours, and their tweets are forever. You can go through someone's page and see their tweets over time, and you go, oh my God, they're full of shit. It only takes 10 seconds, right?
I know.
So what I'm getting at here, please hear this. You have a installation. Kamala is installed. She was not elected. She's so wildly unpopular that she couldn't be elected. This was the only way to... Where are you going? This is the only way to get Kamala in power, is right before an election, you hand it to her, and then everyone's like, well, people were so energized by her youth, and Trump's a criminal, and she's a black woman, that of course 130 million people voted for her. So that's how they're going to do it, and they're going to do it with illegal aliens. And I talked to Jovan Pulitzer, who's coming on. He said they're going to steal it. They're going to steal it again with illegal aliens.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to cheat. Kamala is going to be the next president. I mean, it's pretty clear, and I know this is a depressing thing to say.
It could be, however.
So how do we beat this? Let's give the people positive, because I'm dejected, not because I'm afraid of Kamala, the politician. She's a fucking retard. I'm dejected because I know they're going to steal it, and it's going to be reasonable doubt, and libtards aren't going to wake up another fucking 4 years where they're going to go, no, we beat democracy, Trump. And they're going to deny the fact that Trump is the most popular politician in American history, and he wins by 14 to 25 million votes against Biden, and he will do that again, and they steal it. And then they think that they're empowered and their party matters when they're a dying fucking dinosaur. And it drives me crazy. It's delaying their death, which is why they kill Biden, which is why they install, which is why they cheat, because they know they're a dying party. So we have to reach the moderates and the ones that are just on the left to come to our side, or RFK, and ditch that fucking evil party. They're satanic.
Well, I do get angry at Candace Owens sometimes for her Jew thing. I mean, we have to have her on. I need to confront her.
You should. That's what we should do. Instead of calling her names and disowning, just talk to her.
I'm not going to disown her. I want to confront her because she, like I say, she's got a couple of screws loose, and I'd love to tighten them for her.
We all do.
Yeah, but she's brilliant, and her analysis of black people escaping from the Democrat plantation, it's just totally apt.
Yeah.
And it's very MalcolmXian too, because that's exactly what he was saying, is that we have to have sovereign communities, not just black people, but all people, sovereign communities that build wealth for the community itself, which globalists hate.
Right.
And Democrats, being globalists more and more, dangerously more and more. It's so crazy because I remember in the 90s when all the leftists were going up to Seattle to protest globalism.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got them. I don't know how they just put them in the headlock.
Remember Occupy Wall Street? The left was like, we're against the bailouts. And now they're fucking for Pfizer and fucking Boeing and Raytheon and all.
Well, that's why I went the first day of Occupy Wall Street.
They got
and
co-opted.
I wanted to suss it out with my antennae.
Yeah.
And I saw it was just that bullshit Marxism where it's like the children of the billionaires.
No, you said that. The people there, it was their dads. You said that a couple weeks ago. It was a brilliant moment. You said the people Occupy Wall Street, it was their dads up in Wall Street in the office. They were trying to get back at their dads. And that's when we got into the
Well,
whole
they found
thing.
an alternative way of fundraising, really, against their. It's all about fundraising. Everything in America is about NGOs
Of course.
and fundraising.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so excited about when they overturned the Chevron, and I can't remember the name, Chevron
We know what you're talking
Imperative
about.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
We know what you're talking
deference,
about.
the Chevron deference
Yeah.
doctrine. And because that was the invention of the authoritarian state,
Yeah, it
where these
empowered.
bureaucrats would run our country and they
Yeah.
would decide what legislation we'd live under without ever taking an oath to the Constitution.
Yeah.
And they are called the deep state. They've never taken an oath to the Constitution of the United States. And they are infiltrators, and they're the enemies of the state. And
Yeah.
it is such the very same thing for the Jews, for the blacks, for all ethnic minorities in the United States, who are considered to be a voting bloc, which is so racist because all black people don't think the same, all Jews don't think the same, all Italians don't think and vote the same. How dare you suggest that we must?
Well, Italians kind of do.
No, but I mean, it's
joking.
so racist.
No,
and
it's totally
horrible.
racist. It's the same, like
It's
all
horrible.
MAGA
It's
are.
division
that's
and
what they do.
tribalism so that they can activate them to turn against their neighbor at any time. It's divide and conquer.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's why I tell you, we're at a crossroads. I tweeted last night, and I felt really sad when I went to bed last night because I said this, and I don't remember the exact tweet, but it's important. I said, they literally just tried to shoot Trump. They've just stolen the presidency from Biden for Kamala. They probably killed him. Let's be
It
real.
isn't just about stealing the presidency from Biden. What it's about is the Democratic vote went to Biden.
Right.
So it's
But it
depriving
didn't really.
it's depriving the people of their vote.
But it didn't, because he wouldn't debate RFK, and they had
That's
a closed
true.
primary, so they didn't vote for Biden either.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't allow the people to have
No,
the
because if they
voice.
did, Bernie would be the.
They've marginalized the people.
No, Democrats are the first election, the first real rigging before we talk about 2020 was against
Yeah.
Bernie by Hillary.
That's right.
So they've already been cheated. That's why a lot of Bernie bros went to Trump, including you and I, because we're like, oh, fucking Hillary. Oh, we had our eyes open,
And
like,
Seth
oh,
Rich.
yeah, they cheat. They steal. They don't care about their voters. Fuck them. We're going to go to Trump. That's why we did it. I mean, a lot of us did. No one ever talks about us because they think they like to just paint us as racist. But anyway, I just got to finish this. My tweet yesterday was, they're
Well,
trying to
I
kill.
didn't leave because of Seth Rich, but you did.
I left because Hillary. I saw Hillary's emails about Bernie to Debbie Wasserman saying, "Hey, let's keep talking about how he's a Jew. That'll
Yeah.
ruin him." And it's like, I liked Bernie. I don't care if he's a Jew. But whatever. Anyway, I tweeted yesterday. It's like they're literally trying to kill every president. They're going to steal. They're installing. And we're sitting here going, ooh, I really hope we win the election this time. And it's like, it hit me last night. I think we're past I hope we win. I have, Trump might win. But I think we're at the point now where it's like, we have to be real that we're not going to vote our way out of this. I think we have to start talking about it. I don't want to get us in trouble. I'm not 100% there yet, but I'm starting to go, they tried to kill Trump, and they just gave it to Kamala, who's so unpopular. And they're probably going to give her 150 million votes and make her president.
We need to
can't
shame
vote
them
our way
because
out
when
of
she
insurgents, out
when
of
she arrested
evil.
black working class
No, we
parents.
have already done. Do you see what D.L. Hughley said?
No, what? He's so paid off.
He said getting mad at a prosecutor for prosecuting. That's like getting mad at a bartender for pouring shots or something like that. It's like, here's a black guy going, yeah, Kamala's a cop who
Boulay,
arrested.
I call Boulay bullshit.
If
You're
Kamala,
getting paid to watch the other
Thank
fish
you.
in the barrel, but I'm not.
Anyway,
But anyways, it's like this. She locked
get
up
that.
black parents
Yeah.
if their kids was, what do you call it?
truant.
Truant.
She hid evidence.
She locked
too.
up black working class parents
Yeah.
if their kids was truant, but she didn't do that to any white people, of course. And she kept people in prison longer than their terms because she said, well, we need workers.
Yeah.
Because most,
This is all true.
number one, The number one producers of American Paint are prison workers who work
cheap
for
labor.
21 cents an hour. That was my platform as presidential candidate in 2012, that we can't have a prison system that convicts and incarcerates 1 out of 3 black males in America. And that's a reality. And Kamala Harris and Joe Biden invented that system.
Yeah, he wrote the crime bill, and she used it to put a lot of black people away and kept them through their sentence.
Talk
She
about the
also hit-
chickens voting for KFC.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That they didn't vote, but they didn't vote for Kamala. They didn't vote for Biden.
No.
They were installed, and they are the enemy of the left, because the black people like D.L. Hughley sitting there going, "Yeah, she's a prosecutor, but you know that's not her." No, she if she were a white man, you would hate her so violently for what she did to black Americans and
I
black
know.
people, and that's why black people don't like her. They don't like her, but now they're like, "Oh,
I hope they'll speak out on
they
how,
won't. They're
what
gonna
a-
vote for Kamala because she's got a vagina and she's a black person."
Well,
I'm telling
because
you.
they think she got the donors.
No, you're
Look
wrong.
at the donors.
God damn it.
We need to every week expose the Democrat baby blood drinking donors. I'm telling you, we need to expose them.
We do, but it's about tokenism and mind control. You
It's
get
about
black people.
Soros.
You're getting black people to go, you're going to leave the Democrat Party for Trump? Guess what? We've got a black woman now. You sure you want to leave? That's what's
Yeah.
happened. And they didn't vote for it because they don't like Kamala, because she's a cop. Kamala's a cop. Black people don't like cops.
She's from a slaveholding family in Jamaica.
She incarcerated Tulsi. That's how Tulsi ruined her career. She said you were sitting there on a podcast talking about smoking weed while you imprisoned more black men for smoking weed than anybody, and you laughed about it that you used to smoke weed. That's what destroyed Kamala. She was dropped out like 3 days later. That Tulsi clip, Tulsi nailed her. The only reason she's vice president is Biden selected her after the fact because she is a black woman. She's not a good
I wish
politician.
Trump would have picked Tulsi, but I understand why he picked Vance, because Vance was going to be the next Paul Ryan. So Trump had to head that off.
I think
get it.
Vance is.
But I'm going to say this to Trump and to Trump's people.
Mhm.
And what's Trump's guy that posts all the videos?
I don't know.
He's the one I heard don't like me. I don't know his name. He thinks I'm a wild card, and I am.
You are.
But, and I understand, what have you. But I'm going to say this. Trump, the working class people want you to know, and this is all over the world, that we want justice for what we've suffered and what we've gone through. And we don't want to be forgotten and taken advantage of. We don't want to be just assumed to be your voters or on your side if you're going to, I mean, I've heard this and it blew my mind. If you're going to appoint Larry Fink as the head of the Treasury, we want none of that, Trump.
Yeah, you will lose all of us if you do
And we're going to not dig that. And so we want you to know that we want justice. And of course, if you're doing that as in pursuit of justice, then you need to explain that to us, because we hold you up. You don't hold us up.
That's right.
And we need you to know that. Okay? And you know we love you. Bye.
And if he is a BlackRock plant or agent of BlackRock, then everything he stands for is full of shit, and the left was right. And I'll admit it if that's the case. I will not be a Trump supporter after that. But I'd like to believe. I haven't seen any evidence thereof. I know he did tax cuts for the rich, but they all do that. You don't think Kamala's going to do that and help her buddies? That bullshit. That I already know she's going to.
I mean, I have the soft spot for Trump because I feel like he honors the Jewish people.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, that's me. That's who I am. Sorry. But it's like Kamala and Michelle saying I'm a black woman.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm a Jewish woman. That's me. So I'm going to say what I say as that's who I am.
You told me that we're not going to be able to vote our way out of tyranny.
No, I don't think we're going to vote our way out of tyranny.
So what do we do?
And I think that's the lesson. Well, as I've said for a long time, I think that you need to you really need to, as fast as you can, get to know your neighbors and create networks between you and them, and figure out what you're going to do if all goes to hell. Get a backup plan, just like battered women do. Get a backup plan. Get some cash, put it away, get some food. Have a backup plan. Don't trust nobody except God, but have a backup plan.
Do you think so?
With your neighbors, with your community. Build community.
Definitely.
Build like-minded people. And don't be judging them because they don't think exactly like you. Let God bring them to you. And even if they don't think or believe the way you do, that don't mean nothing. Build community. Community is about a lot of people. They might have different and strange ways than you, but it's not up to you to judge that unless it's way out in left field. Okay, we all know what that means. But people who want to build a safe community together is what America's all about, and we can't lose sight of that.
So a couple of conspiracy theories are, and then I'll let you go because I can tell you're tired, that if Trump does win, if he somehow pulls off this election, then
I think the Democrats are going to figure out they ain't got no way to cheat, so they got to.
Well, I disagree with you. They do have a way to cheat now. They have to
postpone or call off the election.
No, now they can cheat.
That's where my money's on the bet.
Yeah, but that's why I keep trying to get you through this whole episode. They can cheat now. They have Kamala. They can cheat. That they couldn't have cheated with Biden. That's why we felt good. Like,
well, that's probably true.
No, it's 100% true. Black woman, black vagina. She's going to get 150 million votes. Young people are excited. That's what's happened. That's why they did it. So they're going to cheat, and they're probably going to win. Unless there's we have to catch them. We have to have dragnets. We have to have spies in place. We got to have poll watchers because they're going to cheat. And to think that
I think they're going to cheat too because they never stop.
No.
They never stop.
They tried to kill Trump, and then when that didn't work, then they just stole the presidency from Biden for it's clear as day. They are not going to give up power. We've all known it. They're going to kill us or they're going to cheat. They're never going to let Trump take the White House. It's never going to happen.
Well, I think that the thing could go like this. If Trump wins, it's going to be a horrible upheaval.
Well, that's the other thing.
And if Trump doesn't win, horrible upheaval. So I don't know.
Well, that's the theories I was going to tell you. There is a theory that Kamala's a sacrificial lamb because she's such an idiot, nobody likes her, which is the reality, that Trump will win, and they're going to save Newsom and Michelle for 2028. But they're going to let Trump in, and they've already sort of set these landmines up legally, and they're going to destroy the economy so that when Trump wins and everything goes to shit, they'll go, "You stupid MAGA people, we told you."
Yeah.
So that's what they did to Jan 6. They let you in. I tried to say this at last podcast. They have a powder keg, they let you in, and they throw a match, and it's your fault. So they're going to suck us in. If Trump wins, we're doomed. And if Kamala wins, we're doomed because it's just going to be Biden's fifth term.
That. I kind of have to say I agree with that.
So we need something positive because I don't feel positive right now, and I know a lot of people don't. And not that I think Kamala is a great politician. Like I see the left celebrating, like, oh, they're scared of Kamala. No one is scared of Kamala. She's a moron. We all know she's a moron. We're scared of the fact that you're going to cheat and get away with it because you wouldn't have been able to do it with Biden. Everyone would have known if Biden got 100 million votes. His brain is dead, that we know you stole. You can't let us know. We all know, but you have to have plausible deniability, as Joe Biden told his business partners when he was stealing money illegally through the Hunter Biden laptop. Plausible deniability. That's what they do.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to tell you. So they now have plausible deniability. Oh no, Kamala got 130 million votes. And if you say the election was rigged, you're an election denier. That's what they do, and then they gaslight us. And they saw they lost that when Trump survived the bullet attack, and that's why they basically pillow smothered Biden and put a black vagina in charge. They've got the upper hand again. They're always going to have the upper hand because they're vile and they're evil and they cheat. And they're in charge, and they're the prosecutors. We can't beat them fair and square. I don't know that we can say an election is going to change anything. I think we have to have a more serious conversation. And I'm not calling for violence yet, but we have to start having this conversation. This is our last chance. If Trump wins, I'll feel a little bit better. But if he doesn't, we need to sit there and go, okay, This is when do we make our forefathers proud? Or when do we roll over and die? Because America's at that point very, very, very soon. And I'm sorry to say it because it makes me uncomfortable. I have 2 daughters. I don't want that. I want Trump to win. I want prosperity to return. I want America to be great again. But I don't see how it's going to happen. They'll just shoot us. They'll put us in jail. They'll smother their own candidate. Like, they don't give a fuck. They don't
care how.
So how do we beat this? They're
Well,
Cerberus.
Let's see what this says.
Okay. Yeah, let's wrap it up with something positive. I don't mean to bring everyone down. I'm sorry. But I'm just like, we had him. They knew we had him. So they just stole it. Biden probably didn't know he stepped down. He probably didn't. They wrote the shit and stole it and said, fuck it, you're an old man, you're out. You know, we have to go save democracy by subverting democracy. And it's
by destroying it. Like they said that in Vietnam. We have to save that town by destroying it.
Yeah, that's what and the Democrats are the party of war, profiteering, and money laundering.
Bloodlust.
They are. They're not the Democrats I grew up on. We're not talking about
That's
free
why
speech.
they got to vote for RFK if they're a real Democrat.
Well, what if Kamala
This is
picks RFK?
Aramaic. No?
What if Kamala picks RFK? You know?
Well, that would be kind of cool. That might be unbeatable.
It would be. It would have been unbeatable if Trump did it. But they don't listen to us. They're in their own little echo chambers in D.C. and they're in their own fart sniffing parties and they don't hear us. They don't care about us. And that's what I'm getting at. Like, they don't represent us.
Well, they like the idea of us. They just don't like us.
Right. They like us when they think we like them. When we see through their bullshit, they don't like us. They're very, very threatened. And, you know, it's a tough thing to get up every morning and go, oh, today it's gonna get better. And then they fucking shoot at your goddamn candidate. You know what I mean? They try and blow his head off and you're like, okay, these people aren't messing around.
It never ends and we never see anybody coming back against them.
No justice ever.
And then we just hear these people placate us.
Yeah. And then we get
gaslit.
gaslit.
Night and day on all these right-wing. It seems like the right-wing thing might be meant to placate us.
Probably is a psyop. We've talked about that before because people are mad. People like us, we're smart. Like if you're somewhat aware, you already know this is all bullshit. You know, Kennedy assassination was bullshit. You know, 9/11 was inside. You know, Trump's assassination was inside job. They think on the left that Trump did it, which is sure theoretically possible, but they don't think that Secret Service or Democrats would be behind it. So how can you not think that that's possible?
Well, because they're paid to point, hey, look over here.
That or they're in a cult. And I think that's what we really have to talk about. Our left-wing friends and family members are in a cult. It's not like, hey, you have to come beat Trump. But hey, you have to look at your party and realize they're not angelic and they don't give a fuck about you. And it's time you woke up. We can get through those people. We can save this country. It has to be about saving the left from themselves. And that's the sad part. We either have to go full on fucking...
Well, you know, I always say that because that's my family.
I know, but it's too hard. They don't listen. They're in a cult. It's like, how do you save 80 million people from a cult?
I don't know, but I always think about this story about this guy that... they came and got the Jews in Warsaw, I think it was, and he was taken out where they would take the Jews on a truck and then they took him in the forest and shot him one by one and he escaped and came back to the village and warned everybody, told everybody what had happened. And they said, oh, you're crazy. That never happened.
Yeah.
And he would keep going around saying they shot them all. And they said, oh, God, this guy, you're crazy. Until finally he just stopped talking about it.
Yeah.
Until finally they were all dead. I always think of that story.
What?
But it's kind of human nature to go, you can't say that we're all prey to psychopaths that run the world.
Right.
You're crazy. That's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
No.
Don't look at any proof.
We've been right nonstop.
It's so sad. I just feel sad for people.
I do too.
I would hate to die in total ignorance of what was done to me.
Yeah.
And not even try to fight it.
Yeah, right?
Because that would be satanic. That would mean I was a total satanic mind-controlled victim. I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor and a warrior.
Yeah.
I'm not a victim. I don't blame nobody. I kick down the next fucking door if they stop me.
Yeah.
Fuck them motherfuckers. And I don't go, wham, wham, because that's Satan. Satan is all ego and why me, why me?
Yeah.
That's how he compromises and controls us. Why me, why me? I didn't do nothing to deserve this. Well, you didn't have to do nothing to deserve it. You was born here.
Yeah.
And this place ain't fair. In
Right.
fact, it's hell.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to help turn it around?
Right.
Certainly your fucking whining ain't going to do a goddamn thing.
No, and you're like kowtowing to people that are more evil than you will destroy you.
Because they pay you.
Yeah, that's not going to help.
Your fucking job ain't going to save you, bitch.
No, marching Satan into
I
your
was
house.
only following orders. I was doing my job. Fuck you, bitch. Have a fucking spine and some integrity.
Well, I just
He
wonder
broke for a while.
if you're a Democrat today, right? We don't have to call anyone out in our family directly, but we know that there's quite a few members of our family that are still like towing the Democrat Party line, even though everything we've told them for the last 10 years we've been right about. And then they just change the subject. At some point, if someone keeps telling you something and they're proven true and you're proven wrong, don't you think there's a point where you'd go, hey, maybe I'm wrong? Maybe they're not
How's this for self-destruction?
racist?
Queers for Palestine. Okay.
Yeah.
You're okay with Sharia law,
Mhm.
and their goal is to kill all the gays.
They don't care about that. I've talked to gay liberals. They're like, that's such a whataboutism. What about, or whatever they call it.
It's the chickens voting for Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
It's everything is the chicken. The infiltrators,
Mhm.
the boule, everybody's telling the people to vote against their better interests.
Yeah.
In America, that's how the communists do it.
Trump is the most popular American political candidate of all time. That is a fact. If you take out the 2020 cheating by Biden, Trump got 74 million, the most ever by an incumbent president. You see the groundswell of support he has. If this were any other era, Trump would be on Mount Rushmore. He's that popular. But yet the empire is so against him. They've fought this vicious marketing campaign against him. They're a cult. They're brainwashed. They're psychotic. That they think Trump is only followed by like 800 Nazis. That's what they've convinced themselves of. And they don't understand that there's a groundswell of support for him because because of everything they're doing against him. And now they take a shot at him. They tried to put him in prison. They've lied. They set up the Steele dossier. They did the Russia hoax. They've literally been caught lying. The government has been caught framing Trump time and time again and getting caught. And our fucking Democrat friends and
nothing for it.
nothing. And then they sit there and go, well,
Framing
Trump's finally.
innocent people
No, they go.
manufacturing evidence.
No, and they say they'll.
Which they've done to black people forever.
There's your lighter
and
right there.
never where.
But they right between the couch, right there. They say
And never
Kamala's
being
a
called on the
prosecutor.
carpet for it.
Go
Just
on your
like
microphone.
Hamas,
I can't
huh?
hear you. You're not on your microphone. But let me
Never
finish
being
this.
called on the carpet for it, just like Hamas. A war crime an hour and never, ever being called on the carpet for it. Because the left has without double standards, the left would have no standards.
No, they're saying Kamala is a prosecutor, and she's even running on this today. She's like, I've been getting criminals. I'm going to get Trump. They're still painting Trump as a criminal. He's a convicted felon. You guys use lawfare against him because he kicks your ass in the polls, and you have to cheat and shoot him and put him in prison because he's beating your fucking ass in every poll. And you come out and go, now we got a prosecutor after Trump. Stop going after Trump. He hasn't done shit. Why don't you just have better ideas? Why don't you run a better campaign? Then you don't have to cheat and rig and steal and kill. Just fucking run on a platform American people want. That's why Trump's the most popular candidate of all time, because he's a populist. And Democrats can't do that because they're like, no, it's got to be tokenism. It's got to be black vaginas. That's all we know. Black vagina, and that's it. They're done.
No, that's just their surface.
No, that's
Their
they're
surface
commies. Yeah,
no. Their surface is way more nefarious. than
yeah.
that.
It's Muslim
They're
Brotherhood commies.
protecting themselves from what they are. They don't want nobody to know what they are, what they're involved with, what they do. They don't want nobody to know. But unfortunately,
We do know.
we all know.
We all know.
Those of us who know. Those of us who want to know are coming to it. And those of us who don't want to know will never know. And it don't matter. Because like they say, the magic number or the critical mass, the 100 monkeys that wash their food, and therefore all monkeys began to wash their food.
Mm-hmm.
critical mass has already been reached with people who understand that there are people who are addicted to human blood.
Yeah.
And because it's the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
And, it makes them look smart for a time, makes them look young. And, when they say they bathed in the blood of virgins, that was pretty true.
That was true. That is still true.
So, okay, welcome to the future, and the future is truth.
So what's the positive message we could leave people? Because we talked about we have to go to war and they're going to cheat and it's all depressing and down, but we got to give people a positive message because otherwise it's just going to be, they are going to cheat and they're probably going to win. I'll be honest with you. I see it. Well, unless we we have to catch them. Are you telling me that fucking Trump and Republicans don't have dragnets in place? They don't have fucking spy. They don't have a Project Veritas gay guy going out and blowing another gay guy going, hey, this is how we're going to cheat. You can't get it on tape? You've had fucking 4 years to plan this?
When I look at the right, I just see a bunch of egotists trying to figure out who's going to get the credit.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just like the left. It's egotists. There's no web. There's no community network. There's nothing. It's just like, which guy's going to be on top? And it's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. You're right. There is no... It is about clout. It's clout chasing on the right. It's
clout chasing. So, that's why I say grandmas are going to have to do it. It's going to be nameless grandmas. We're going to have to do it for the kids. Fuck them. We have to do it ourselves. And that is how every civilization is saved, is by the women. The nameless women. Anonymous as a woman.
Well, get to work because we have only a few months to save this country, and it only takes one provable fact. Because we already know they cheated in 2020, but they have plausible deniability. They keep it out of the courts. They cheat in a way where it can be like watch the Secret Service assassination. You can see it where they're like, oh yeah, we didn't know. Like they just make themselves look dumb, and then you're like, okay, maybe they just fucked up. No, they clearly did this. This was a plan. This is their way out of getting caught, is by going, oh, I guess we just made a mistake.
Yeah, and they resign when they should be arrested, and that's up to the American people to demand their arrest.
But you can't arrest them because it just looks like she was an idiot. You're not going to arrest someone for being bad at their job. So that's how they get away with it.
Well, you need to arrest the person who's totally responsible.
You need to have it on tape.
You need to assign the blame upward to the person who's responsible.
But we have to prove
That's what Americans are brainwashed never to do.
If you have on tape Hillary Clinton saying, take the shot at Trump this Sunday, we win. You just need one thing on tape. I mean, of course, they'll call it a deep fake and do it. But I'm saying, you get them in a fucking trap. Why is nobody out here getting these people on tape? They've cheated. We know how they're going to cheat. They're going to use illegal alien. It's all Kamala. We've called this for a year. Get it on tape.
Yeah, but it's actually about the Great Reset, so we don't know.
Someone's got to get involved.
We don't know who's on our side and who isn't on our side.
Then you got to get a spy. There should be a spy in Kamala's campaign right now that gets her saying, I'm going to murder Joe Biden. Get that on tape and it's done. Someone's get to work. We can't do it. We're not going to vote our way out of this.
I always say that. It's the white hat at
Then get it on tape. White hats, get the email. We did it that's how we got rid of Hillary. Everyone acts like Hillary got beat because Trump cheated. No, what happened was Seth Rich leaked the emails and saw what a horrible bitch she was, and that ruined her. People don't listen to the mainstream media narrative. They cover for her. The truth was we saw that she was a vile, horrible person, and she screwed Bernie.
We've seen what she did with the kids in Haiti.
Yeah, so that's why she didn't win.
It's all about that. That's what they're trying to protect.
Let's get them on tape.
They always talk about Jeffrey Epstein, blah, blah. He's one of many.
Yeah.
He's a small fry in their bullshit. Jeffrey Epstein is a small fry in their bullshit.
Yeah.
And so,
All right, let's wrap it up with something. I'm going to let you look in the camera and give the people your final speech because we need to go.
My final speech?
Yeah, make sure that mic's on. Yeah, this is your podcast. What do you tell them?
I gotta do my final speech.
Yeah, wrap this baby up because I think people need a positive message. You can say whatever you want, but I would like you to make the people feel better about the fact that Kamala is going to be the next president and they're going to cheat. And no one's going to stop them. They're just going to let it happen. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
My positive hope and message to the people is we need to all prayer is the practice of focusing the mind.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't understand that or know that. But prayer is a method of focusing the mind. And if we do it with a lot of people, we can overcome the world of matter.
Okay.
I want everyone to know that.
So it's not reaching to God. Or I guess it's all the same. You're just saying once you're focused, that's
The
when you can
power
affect change.
of the focused mind
Okay.
to good, to the higher realms of holiness.
Yeah.
That's our weapon, and
Okay.
we have it.
God is on our side. I know that.
Well, God is good.
So should we pray?
We must not only pray, but we must pray in the most effective way.
What's that?
Well, I want to talk about that on subsequent shows.
Okay.
Because what's your fastest way to slingshot your prayer to God? And there are ways, and they are written down in Torah, and I want people to know how you can slingshot your prayer for immediate.
How do you do that? You sound like Joe Biden.
Huh?
You sounded like Joe Biden there for a second. You were getting real low. Okay.
Well, because it's real holy to share with people. But
Oh, okay. Well, then don't do
you
it if
just
you're not
have to
ready.
do it in a certain way. Well, one thing that
Give them one
God
thing.
for sure answers is the prayer of a broken heart. And what that means is a heart broken to the point of humility. God doesn't answer prayers of the arrogant.
Hmm.
To the
Okay.
point of broken down to humility, where your heart is broken because you recognize the horrible things you've done in your arrogance.
Huh.
And you let go of arrogance and ego with a humbled heart, and you approach God with a prayer there. For not yourself ever, because a humbled heart prays for everyone but themselves.
Do you think MAGA and Republicans can do that? Because we are an arrogant bunch. We think we're fucking higher and holier than thou, and we don't make mistakes. Because I'm with you. I see what you're saying. I think this is it.
Well, many of them, they have the right idea that we are fighting for liberty.
But we're also fighting on social media with mentally ill people. That's not smart. I mean, I get in a dark place every
Well,
day.
because we want to be triggered.
Right. So then you need to
Well,
be.
everybody
Okay.
needs to know that
That's not working. That's
Satan,
not working. Yes.
triggered means Satan.
Right.
That means you leave your godly mind into the lower mind where you defend and you're a victim. Victims defend.
Right.
Victors don't do that. Victors don't defend. They
This is profound.
assess.
Okay. So arguing
Victors
on.
assess to say stay safe. These are states of mind that meditation teaches you, and the highest meditation is the meditation of prayer. So I do want to talk about it more.
So
That's
you
why
can't.
I'm having my friends come on.
Okay, let's do that. But real quick, arguing on social media with a bunch of libtards is probably not helping the cause.
No, because they more than likely are not even people.
Yeah, they're bots or AI.
Their bots are AI
Or paid
invented
shills.
by,
You're
people
right.
who have, they want to provoke you. They want to
Yeah.
bring. I mean,
They
Satan,
do.
like Satan, the Satan, as it's called in Torah, the Satan, the opponent, the internal enemy. He likes to get you provoked into anger because that's when you're most malleable to do what, to offend.
You're absolutely right. So this is profound. We're going to wrap this up. You're absolutely right. Going on social media, fighting with libtards. If you pay attention to how you feel when you do it, it's dark. It's not.
Yeah,
good.
you're being sucked into the satanic. The best thing to do, as they say, is if
Touch
you want to
grass.
win, the only way to win the game is not to play the game.
Yeah.
And don't be sucked into darkness.
Right.
Just simply walk away. Simply walk away and don't even say, I'm leaving, because that triggers the satanic mind. I'm better. I'm going to win. You're shit.
Yeah.
I'm better. That's the satanic mind. We don't want no part of that.
No, I'm just
We
going to
want
walk
the
away.
part of this mind. Hey, we can fix shit.
Yeah, I'm happy.
We
I
can
love my
fix
family.
everything. I'm in love. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I have fulfillment. Can create wealth
Wow.
with my neighbors. I can share.
Okay. Touch grass. Love your family. Pray. Don't get sucked into satanic
Don't get
disputes
sucked
online.
into hate and
It's
separatism.
so hard. Oh my God.
It's
I
all
want to go.
bullshit.
I want to go on Twitter right now and just wreck libtards. That's all.
Don't get satanic.
You're right. That is satanic.
Just say a prayer for them. Say a prayer for them. God, protect me from being sucked into the satanic.
Protect me from being sucked into the satanic. Can I pray for libtards?
Well, we can pray, God,
God.
the sparks you have in every human being, may you immediately ignite in every person who has the capacity to think and who has any kind of living soul, so that we can unite together to save what's left of our world before it's too late.
Wow. I feel so much better. All right.
And we do have that power, and we can do it.
That's
yes,
beautiful.
we can.
Yes, we can. I'm with her.
So you see